February, having lunch with my mom and dad and twins, and he can't get through a sentence. So, you know, old school dads don't always like to listen to their sons, but I figuratively wrestled his doctor's numbers away from him, called the doctors, told them what his oxygen levels were, and they said to me, and I'll never forget, can you get him to the ER at Methodist in the Woodlands, or do you think you have time to get him to the one downtown? Downtown would be better. So in that moment, I knew this must be really critical if we're talking about 15-minute drive versus 45-minute drive. We got him down there, and he couldn't even make it to the passenger side car door with me helping him under his arm. My mom had to run out with a chair so that he was sitting down to catch his breath, not 10 feet from my passenger side door. Got him to the hospital, doctor came out and said, listen, your dad has about 12 weeks to live if he doesn't get a double lung transplant. It was pretty tough. Everything in life was tough at this point. A week later, he got on the transplant list. They do that by two criteria, and two criteria only. One, how dire is your situation? How imminent is your passing if you don't get the organ you need to save your life? And two, how overall healthy are you otherwise? They don't want to give a pair of lungs to somebody that's going to pass away of a heart attack next week. So my dad qualified, he was on the list, and then Valentine's Day 2012, he was given his second chance at life, when tragically, a young man named Ian Heidemann passed away at the age of 22 in a car crash in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Now, thankful for Ian's forward-thinking, selfless decision 3 years prior to make himself an organ donor. He saved 5 lives, and my dad was one of them. Now, what I would ask you each is to think about this. What do you want if you have an untimely death? Organ donors are not people that die on a long runway of a cancer or a disease. They come from trauma. Gunshots, car accidents, ski accidents, motorcycle accidents. Those are the big ones. So when you wake up one day, you have your loved one, everything's great. By the midday or end of the day, they're gone. To put that decision on your family, your next of kin, is not the right decision. They're not in the right frame of mind. They're overwhelmed with grief. This is a decision we should all make for ourselves, one way or another now. So I'd encourage you to think about it. If you have the heart on your license, you're an organ donor. If you don't, you're probably not. Not definitely, but probably not. You can sign up in 60 seconds from your smartphone at Donate Life America or DonateLifeTexas.com. Now, when I got involved in the cause, there was 2.9 million registered donors out of 25 million Texans. Today, we have 33 million Texans, and we have 32 million Texans, and we have over 17,000 people on the donor registry, which is 56%. Thank you. So, yeah, I take full credit for all of that increase, by the way. So we're making progress, but we need more. We are above the national average, which is a good thing. National average, 170 million organ donors registered. Population, I checked this morning, is 335 million Americans. So it's just under 50%. So I'd encourage you to make that decision for yourself, register if you're not, share this story with your family, and have this conversation. It's a tough conversation to have. Who wants to talk about their untimely death? It's not an easy one. So I left some information out there for you. About 22 people die every day because there's not enough available organs. There's 107,000 people on the waiting list right now for organs. One of the phrases we like to say is, you can't take your organs to heaven. Heaven knows we need them here. I should have probably told you I'm a little bit of a fast talker. That's because I'm a single dad of 2 sets of twins. Because God blessed me. God blessed me with 2 sets of twins. That first set, I ended up being a single dad too. So, you know, I told you some of the good stuff about Clutch, but when my dad was getting his transplant, we got the call at 1:30 on Valentine's Day night, and we went down to the hospital. So it's technically the 15th of February. Guess what was supposed to happen on the 15th of February? the house that I had for sale with my soon-to-be ex-wife was closing that day. So they sent an escrow agent to the hospital where we were since 2 a.m. so that I could close. Well, I didn't get there until about 5 minutes before my dad went into surgery. And you gotta remember, the gravity. They're gonna cut his lungs out of his body before the new ones are even in the hospital. Because the second the new ones come in, time is of the essence and they go in. So there I am, a foot away from my dad's bed, signing, you all know what closing a house is. I'm a realtor. A lot of you are realtors. I'm just signing wherever she's telling me. I'm breaking down, crying at moments, sucking it in, keep going. The woman, the escrow agent that was a stranger, she starts crying. I'm like, what are you crying for? It's not your dad. Yeah. Finished the signing, got through it, sent Dad into surgery, and he's still with us today, 12 and a half years later. And he's actually, due to his perseverance, the skill of the surgeons, and my mother's help, here with us today, and I'd like them both to stand. Thanks for being here, guys. So, they got to see a second set of twins come along as well.